Hello, ladies. You're welcome. It's after the drill on a wonderful Thursday morning.
Ah, it's
Spring has
fantastic.
sprung.
Yeah.
March Madness is here. We'll all be heading down to the arena briefly for the March Madness that tips off at high noon with LSU. Well, 12:40 down in these parts. LSU and Yale. I'm excited. Big Blue Nation descends on Jacksonville.
We play tonight.
Yeah, they play tonight, 7 o'clock. So we're excited. It's a good time. It's always fun when the tournament comes through. A lot of yelling today on the drill, Jeff. A lot of yelling.
One of us needs a vacation.
Yeah. A
Yeah.
lot of
Man,
conflict today.
You know, and it's not embellished. It's not played.
No, there was some legitimate.
We're getting to the point now. We're both kind of sick of each other.
Like not like dislike, but just
no, it's
irritation.
dislike.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
Right now, you know, in the moment at 10:02 on 21st of March, Dan Hicken can GTH.
Wow.
Yeah.
GG. I told him to STFU yesterday, so there seems to be a lot of conflict.
Yeah. Well,
A lot of
I
drama.
don't know. He's drawing up. I'm a little worried about him, quite frankly. His
He's
opinions,
high-strung.
his opinions, which have been pretty spot on all these years to allow him to emerge in this media market as a
Mogul.
mogul. His opinions have just gotten a little dumb.
Lawrence, I believe, who also commented on the 10-minute drill video.
Lawrence, because
Wash it out.
I find nipples to be a funny word.
It's a humorous word.
So you were right. I was stifling giggles. Nipples is funny.
I
I
have
don't care
nipples,
who you
right?
are. They should have been named something else. In fact, if you didn't want giggling at
Can
the
you milk
nipples,
me?
Stephanie,
Hello,
it's
Stephanie.
Steven. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Stephanie.
You never forget this
Many
for that one.
The Googans never forget. The Googans never forget anything. Here's
You
a
have to
fun
understand
story,
this screen we're looking at. It's like so
Very
tiny,
tiny.
you can't see.
Jeff. The Googans never forget anything. Here's a funny story, Jeff, that you'll
Okay.
enjoy. We referenced during the Tap 5 at 8 today March Slapness. Back when you
Sure.
and Dan and Balls had the bet, and Balls had to slap
Both of us.
both you and Dan
Mhm.
for the March Madness bet.
Somehow we let balls win a March Madness, and you're thinking, "What the hell?"
Oh, I don't know.
I've stood out there with
Stood up with the
signs.
sandwich board on.
I mean,
So I referenced it when I shared the video of the slap contest, the Russian slap championship. So we should bring back March Slapness. And Balls from the Great Beyond replied on Twitter that this is the ultimate way to pay tribute to a dead friend, by slapping them in the face. And some Googan replied to him, said, "Or in the ear hole." They
balls
still
earholed
remember
me. Yeah,
that
He
Balls
earholed.
earholed you with his slap
by accident
like
because
10
he was
years ago.
afraid to hit me.
Yeah, he sort of panicked.
And then one year I won the slap, and I just slapped
Laid it
the
on
hell out of both of those.
Yeah, as you should.
Two. Yes,
You've
and
earned it.
When Hicken won, he slapped the hell out of me. We did the slap that's like
A few years.
maybe 3 years in a row.
I think
that
it was a good time to leave.
Last year was the onesie. That might be worth doing again.
Last year was the
Hicken
rumble.
somehow that didn't bother him.
Yeah.
That would bother me a lot.
If you Googans didn't see it, it's still
Yeah.
in here. The Dan Hicken. I keep all assorted things in here. I also have
see
the
that.
Tony Baselli Texans jersey. Dan Hicken lost the March Madness bet and had to put on this beautiful one-piece rompum.
What concerned me is that he barely got a sideways glance.
Right.
And it concerns me
It
that
went
you
really
can.
well for him.
It concerns me that you can walk around Jacksonville in this, and everyone's like, that's no
No.
biggie. Looks good.
There's a lot to unpack here, Googans. As you see, it's a tiny kitty cat. The kitty cat is wearing a cowboy hat and a bandana around his neck. He's riding a shark.
With a
and
rainbow,
that
that's
shark
good
is
touch.
vomiting a rainbow.
We
in
know
his
what that
face.
means. We all know what that means.
Yeah, so it's a lot to unpack in the rompum. Dan wore it proudly down to the area Chick-fil-A. And,
Made a fool out of himself, but
We
that's
thought so, but he
typical.
got some compliments.
I don't think so.
It didn't go very well.
I think he probably got things that comments that he misinterpreted.
Correct.
Because he's falling off his rocker a little bit. Some of his takes the last couple of days have been really bad, and then he's doubled down on him by picking fights with me over his dumb takes.
One of the Googans says the new Burgundy podcast theme is lit. Correct.
You like it? Yeah.
I love it. Get nasty. The Ron Burgundy podcast is out there. Go find it wherever podcasts are sold. I
need a haircut.
You're getting a little shaggy. We both are. I need a shave too, man.
Here's what
very
I
lazy.
feel like my hair is super, super long, and then I see a picture, and it's like short.
Casey is the most complimentary Guggenella of all of them. They're all
He
very
was adorable,
complimentary
in his
in
onesie?
his rompum. Casey is a fan of the show and a fan really of everybody. That's
Okay.
why I love Casey. She's
That's
very complimentary.
Most
very
people
informative
are. It's
about it.
only the agitators that call and complain. Most people are.
I don't like Well Actually guy. It annoys me to death. And I had maybe the ultimate Well Actually guy I think Dan would smack the taste out of your mouth, Jeff.
I don't understand what that
I don't
means.
The Ultimate Will actually came in today on the text line. You know, if you listen to the show, you hear Taylor Dow do her local sports updates, and she always includes a time and temp at the end. Had a Guggen texting on the text line, well, actually, it's 56 degrees. Correcting the temperature on the time and temp.
The guys.
The well actually, it was the Ultimate Well actually guy. Drove me nuts. I'm not sure what brought that up in my mind, but you know, there's a lot of cobwebs, a lot of things going on up in there. Joe,
I don't understand what all
I don't even. These comments are almost annoying. Yeah, Joe, you
Oh.
might be the most annoying Guggen we have. We love him. He's a friend.
Yeah, I don't like him at all.
Yeah, that's true.
No.
I like Joe.
No friend of mine.
Yeah.
No.
Although Joe, we'll see. You know, it's
If he
gotten
remains
contentious.
that way?
It's gotten contentious.
It's kind of all we're to the point now where we need like a little exhale from the Jags. You know, free agency is come and gone. The draft is still eons away. It feels like about a month at least. And so it's kind of. I mean, we're trying to avoid being that show that's just going to scrape at the scorched earth to find some Jaguar hook for you every day. Well, if there's a good one that marinates, and we'll talk about it. We'll bring it up, and we're certainly always going to hit the Jags a couple times throughout the course of the show because you know if you talk sports in this town for 4 hours, the Jags are going to become a topic at some point.
All right. Right now,
But
there's not a lot percolating.
There's not.
They
It's
made
kind
their
of
free
a dead.
agency
It's kind of a
moves.
dead period.
There's not much coming until draft time. You know, I'm sure we'll get news. We'll trickle in of Jags coaches showing up at various pro days, but that's about it until draft time.
Yeah.
That's about all we're going to hear.
We can only speculate how many times would you be okay if they took T.J. Hawkinson
Right.
or a defender.
At some point, that becomes a very...
I do. The one that I was completely dead against, and I still would be anti, but I would at least. I think in terms of mistakes, it's a lesser mistake that you can make. But that is if the quarterback if Dwayne Haskins falls to 7.
To 7?
Yeah, I know the smart thing and the immediate thing is to trade him, hopefully, or trade the pick and get more picks, or to
Right.
bypass him entirely. But
Although you have to wonder...
if you're going to make a mistake, I'd rather make a mistake taking a top-flight quarterback who fell to you even though you have a quarterback, because I know this, the Patriots have had Tom Brady for a lot of years, and they've drafted a number of quarterbacks along the way. Maybe not number 7 overall picks.
Right.
Well, because they never
they've
finished
drafted
5 and 11. But
Right, and there's some belief among the fan base that the team needs to really aggressively approach the quarterback position, not just signing Foles, but also sinking a high draft pick into it as a backup and somebody to groom in case Foles is more like the Foles from L.A. and Kansas City than the Foles from Philadelphia.
Well, the one thing that I suggested today, it seems as if the Jags have pretty much just punted on a backup quarterback. Those that
Right.
Hey, listen, I was only Googling last time.
Correct.
With the cell phone.
Well, that's more bot shot of Dan. Dan kind of went to the Bahamas yesterday.
He gets on his phone.
He got on his phone for something he was dealing with.
I got you.
So,
so that's more on him.
That
than
was
me.
on him. That's
I
not a
got you.
criticism of you. Occasionally, you got to glance at it. You know,
Right.
you're a man about town.
Thank you.
You've got your fingers in a lot of pies.
Well, I wouldn't
Things
go
are
that
going
far.
on.
Yeah.
Metaphorical pies.
Yeah.
Although I do love pies.
There's
Dan
some.
promised there will be punch and pie.
I love pie.
At the draft
I did determine something. I figured out something the other day. You can mess up pecan pie. I love pecan pie. Just a little
It's
known
good.
fact. Born in Georgia, raised in Tennessee. Relatives in North Florida. Pecan is the nut of choice. Okay.
I would say if you grew up in the South,
Pecan pie is the
pecan pie
bomb. It's
connoisseur.
by far my favorite pie. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not even. Well, Mrs. P makes a chocolate chess pie, which is out of this world. But when it comes to traditional pies, apple, cherry,
They're all good.
For me, pecan pie
Yeah.
by a mile.
Yeah.
But
You and Mrs. Beef.
she likes that too.
Big pecan
Good.
pie fan.
Yeah, I love it. But I did learn that you can mess up pecan pie. First of all, that bourbon pecan pie is gross. Have you ever had that before?
Yeah,
They
it's not-
put either the rum or
It
the
ain't broke.
whiskey in it. It's so gross. It just makes it gross. I hate that. That's not pecan pie to me. But we got Mississippi got a pecan pie from, I don't know, from one of these places. And didn't notice because it looked like a regular pecan pie. And she brought it home and it was a chocolate chip pecan pie.
That's bad.
Yeah, unnecessary.
You don't need chocolate in the pecan pie. It's
No,
sweet enough.
it was terrible until the second go around, because as bad as it was, I'm not leaving a whole pecan pie. Put it in the microwave for 10 seconds so that the chips at least melt into the filling. It made it palpable. But when I first ate it, dude, it was a pecan pie with
Like
just
hard chocolate chips?
hard chocolate chips in it. Like
Yeah,
you just
no
poured
thanks.
them out of the bag.
That's a hard pass.
A hard
Yeah,
pass.
I'm not in on that at
All
all.
right, good.
Not a fan.
How to ruin pecan pie.
Yeah,
Put chocolate
yeah.
chips in there.
You don't get that type of stuff 6 to 10.
Now look, if you baked the pie with chocolate chips in it,
So it was like
so it kind of melted
chocolate
through
sort of
it,
married to the
that'd be
pecan
one
pie,
thing. But
maybe.
this literally was like you dumped a bag
Yeah,
of chocolate
there's a-
chips into the pie.
pecan pie has enough layers of flavor.
Right.
It doesn't need chocolate.
You know what I did notice, and we're going to go off the walls here on After the Drill.
It's crazy.
If you put chocolate chips and pecans together, it almost has a coconut taste.
Does it?
Which got me to thinking, well, maybe that makes sense. Maybe the coconut is called a coconut because it has a hint of chocolate to it.
Maybe.
Why would it be
A
cocoa?
cocoa nut.
That is the...
Wow.
Although coconut itself does not taste like chocolate at all.
No.
This
I'm
is
not-
what you get on After the Drill.
I'm not a coconut fan at all, by the way. For you Googans.
You know, it's grown on me. I used to hate it, but
Yeah.
I'm okay with it now.
Yeah. I don't
Okay
mind the
with
flavor. I can't stand the consistency of the coconut.
If
It's
you
like
got,
shaved.
have you ever had like natural coconut,
No.
like eating it like big thick chunks
No.
of it? If you ever got stranded on a deserted island, you would have to eat coconut, friend.
and in that
You'd have
situation,
to.
I think I would suck it up. Clifford, before we head out, back to sports for a moment, how far is Florida going in the tourney?
Okay.
In my brackets,
I'm losing the first game.
I had them losing to Nevada.
Yeah.
Well,
That's not outrageous.
Florida's capable of winning a couple games, but they've been so up and down that it's hard for me to get behind.
I have them winning one game and then losing.
And losing in the next round
To Michigan. They don't do much with Michigan historically.
Yeah, they struggle.
Yeah.
So that's
So,
where we're at. Now, in football, it's another story.
Well,
Basketball,
and this is also 10. I mean, they're a 10 seed.
they're a 10 seed, right?
Right? I mean, as a 10 seed, you don't have the expectations that you have when you're a 3 or 4 or that Florida has
It's
been primarily in previous years. So, FSU, I have going as far as the Sweet 16. Then they're going to have to do what they did last year, which was beat Gonzaga, which is hard to do. This Gator basketball team is, I will at least say this, they have evolved from being annoyingly frustrating to watch to at least you root for them. I mean, they were so bad offensively for so long that it was
Yeah, kill that. There you go. Notification.
it was frustrating to even watch them.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah.
I'm
Getting good at it.
But it's good. You're a Gator basketball fan. You have been for a long time. We've been saying for months that just getting in and getting that opportunity, the extra game prep, will be hugely beneficial to them moving forward.
And it's good for your resume. If you're Mike White, it's 3 years in a row you've been to the tournament.
Yeah.
It's good for recruiting. You want,
Right.
Florida's trying to swing with the big time recruiters. They've got one of their best recruiting classes coming in. They've got 3 really, really good freshmen playing right now. So I think the future is very bright. The ceiling's bright, and a win this year will make you feel that even more.
Yeah.
So
On that note, Guggen,
yes,
enjoy the tournament. Saddle up March Madness. First game tips off 12:15. First game down at the arena 12:40. LSU and Yale. We hope to see you down there, but if not, try to spot us on TV. I'll be the one that looks like beef. We love you, Googans. Bye.